chat, are you ready for some chaos? Are you ready to be a little bit chaotic? I press buttons, so I'm slightly Jack Atlas right now. Don't worry about what button did he even press? What's Jack's outfit? This one? No, oh, that's the GX outfit. Oh my god, everything's gone wrong. I've forgotten all my hotkeys. I'm an Ojama again. It's okay. I fixed it. We fixed it, chat. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Out to the Hound Pound. I did not just break my nail. Don't worry about that. I'm joined by Christopher York, also known as Gav in Final Fantasy XVI. How are you doing, my dear?
I am doing absolutely brilliant. And hello to everyone in the chat. It is an absolute dream to meet you all via the interweb.
The interwebs. Gav talking. No, it's actually me. I'm throwing my voice. I'm fantastic at impersonating Christopher York. Like, top tier.
It is a 100% perfect impression.
Thank you. It's a 10 out of 10, right? I'm very good at it. Yeah, we have Gav here today, so we're going to do a Pokemon tier list of which Pokemon we think will be the best scouts and why. And I mean, what better scout to be making that decision than Gav?
I'm going to be absolutely scrupulous. I'm going to be on it in terms of picking the perfect scouting Pokemon.
Oh. Okay, oh, for fuck's sake. Before I start, I have a very important question for Chris. What is your favorite dinosaur?
Oh my god, so I actually love dinosaurs.
Oh, shit.
And this is no joke. I was in New York a few months ago and went to the National Museum of Natural History, or whatever it's called. And I spent about 5 hours looking at dinosaurs. If I was to choose my favourite dinosaur, I'd probably say Stegosaurus. I think it has the perfect qualities of a dinosaur as far as I like my four-legged boys, and it's just a cool spine. It's a cool spiky tail. I'm going Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus is pretty good. I think I like Stegosaurus, actually.
I think as well because I'm a vegetarian, and so is Stegosaurus, but it's still got fighting skills, you know? It can still protect itself.
That's true, it's true.
Double dinosaur. I think that's why. I think it's the kind of dinosaur you can take home to your mum.
You reckon so?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I reckon it's one of those things. They'll find it oddly charming. It's just an inoffensive dinosaur. I think it's just a safe bet.
Yeah, but it's a bit of a dark horse. You got to be careful. An Ankylosaur is a good pick as well. Chat. Yeah, Sprig's second. That is a good choice.
Do you know the Ojama you're next to? Chris is called Gav. Our little green bean.
I'm aware of this, and we both share the singular eye, which I think is very fitting.
I never noticed that. I had to give the tattoo of an Ojama. I got that when we first raised $10,000 for charity. The first time. That's when I got the Ojama tattoo. It was a chat decision. And so I had to give it a name, and I was like, I gotta give it something cool. And we all fell in love with Gav when we played 16, so it made sense.
Oh, I feel very, very honoured. I am wearing the cutest little Cubone onesie, or as Gav would say, oh man, I'm wearing the cutest Cubone onesie you can imagine. What Pokemon onesie would Clive wear?
Oh, what would Clive wear? I don't know. I almost made the tier list just be like Pokemon Clive could take in a fight.
I think you'd be able to take quite a few.
Yeah, I think so. I do. I think you'll find the first Pokemon on this tier list great. It's a Metapod.
It's a Metapod.
You sound so disappointed.
Yeah, so the one thing I would say about a Metapod is camouflage-wise, it's going to do a really good job at scouting within, like, forest environment. Yep. So it has that. Where I question Metapod's skills is in the reporting back the information it has resourced. But I suppose you could potentially have it evolve into the Butterfree once it's done it. And the maximum hardness means it's going to be able to retain a lot of it. So do you know what? I reckon Metapod's in a B tier.
You reckon?
Just because it's got camouflaging, so it's never going to get found by your enemies unless you're kind of scouting out a city office or a mafia boss's den.
Yeah, I reckon a Metapod's got a pretty good shot, and they're never going to kill it. It's just going to harden itself, you know? It's got it.
Harden all day long. You try and crack that delicious green flesh. You're not going to be able to.
Metapod getting into the B tier, that's an option for sure. There you go. Into the B tier Metapod goes. Our lad, the guy, the bean, the one. All right. Going in order of what these go in.
What happens, by the way, if you do crack a Metapod? Is it like a kind of half-ready Butterfree that's not quite ready for the night out? It's not got its mascara on yet. It's like, oh no, please, just give me 10 more minutes.
It's not just getting ready. It's I think that happened in the anime, right? Ash's Metapod like actively just got cracked open, and he's like, oh my god. All right, so Metapod is the average right now for scouting Pokemon. What do you reckon about a Beedrill, though? What do you reckon a Beedrill's doing?
Now, I think a Beedrill obviously it has an aerial advantage in terms of being able to scout things out. But my concern with the Beedrill is its aggression. I think it's going to have aggressive qualities that are not. You have to have patience as a scout. And I just doubt a Beedrill would have the requisite patience. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. It's got a bit of aggression. I mean, it's probably good at passing the information, but I think it would, like, intimidate the information out. Maybe it's got the intimidation factor, or is that not a factor for scouting?
I don't know if that is what an effective scout is, but at the same time, maybe you're right that it could, where's the money?
Yeah,
I would say a Beedrill, though, is probably a C tier.
Okay.
I think it's going to be too
aggressive.
Yeah, and like Martin Zidon says, it's too loud in the anime.
It's also a wasp, and everyone hates those.
Yeah.
Also, did you know Beedrills are 6 foot?
They're what?
They're like a 6 foot bee.
I thought they'd be about like 3 foot or something. 6 foot.
Yeah, they're fucking massive,
it
dude.
stays in C. It stays in C tier.
They're fucking massive, dude. The next Pokemon is, for some reason, really small, but it's a Mega Pidgeot. Specifically a Mega Pidgeot. Now, this is a big, beefy Pidgeot. But it is fast. I mean, it flies at like Mach 2 speed, so there is that.
I love me a Pidgeot, I think that's going to be A tier for me.
Really?
I think there's going to be a kind of calmness, and I think that patient quality, I think they're a bigger, depending on what bird Pokemon we have to come, I think there might be some higher than Mega Pidgeot, but I think it's going to have the requisite patience and grace to be a very good scout.
All right, so that's an A tier for you. Okay, see, I'm starting to get a gauge of what you reckon on scouts. I'm starting to get there. The red would make it stand out, but also it's flying at Mach 2 speed. That thing's getting you information fast.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the Concord of bird Pokemon, lads. It's doing good job. It's doing good stuff.
It is. Okay, your next Pokemon for your contending is Detective Pikachu. Very specifically, the Detective Pikachu.
Oh, that's unfair, isn't it? Because he's a detective. That's part of a scout's job, really.
But he's a bit shit at it. That's the thing with Detective Pikachu. He's a bit like... You've seen the movie, right? Like the Ryan Reynolds movie. Think of that as a Pikachu trying to give you information. That shit's getting you caught.
That's true. That is true. But at the same time, he's cute as buttons. So even if he gets caught, I would sort of back him to get out of a tight situation. I think it goes into B for me. Would you agree with a B?
You reckon on the same... I mean, it is a detective, so theoretically it should be really good at the job. But
Yeah,
I think it's loudmouth.
And he has English as a language.
Yeah, he can give you the info.
Which kind of means giving the info helps. But I think you're right. I think because he's a bit of a rubbish detective, I think we go B.
All right, with the Metapod, you go Detective Pikachu. With the Metapod. All right, my next Pokemon for you is Sandslash, my boy, my lad.
Such a beautiful Pokemon.
Love this guy.
Sandslash is aesthetically one of the most pleasing Pokemon.
Yeah, for sure. It's so cute.
Part of me wouldn't, cute and badass, and it's that perfect blend. This is tricky because there's some of the Beedrill stuff here, but diggity diggity hole, as Apollo said in the chat, the ability to dig and hide very quickly. Can a Sandslash, like how Sandshrew can like roll into a really beautiful ball? Can Sandslash do the same?
They can. They can roll. They like to roll.
I'm umming and ahhing here, but I think it's probably another B level.
You reckon he's a B? None of them are the S tier just yet.
What do you think?
I love Sandslash, so I'm biased, but I think a B is probably about right. I think it might have the aggression issues like a Beedrill, but I think it's got the skills to escape better than a Beedrill.
Agreed. And I just think, like, even if it's not the best scout, I'd sort of just want a Sandslash to be part of my crew, so it has that going for it as well. Yeah,
it is just a very cool Pokemon. All right, to the B tier. A lot of B tiers going on right now. Pidgeot is so far the best we've had. All right, what about Nidoran? What are we thinking for Nidoran?
It's so cute, but I just think it's too much like a little baby. No? And I just wonder, like, it's actually not good. It's too little. It's like, it's like a toddler Nido thing. So I think it's a D tier potential,
Really? Shit. This is like one of Martin's favorite Pokemon, but alright.
I adore the Nidorans. They are absolutely quality Pokemon and always will, in the reds and blues of our time, make that little shortcut to get an early one near
the Pokemon League, right? You go from
near the Pokemon League to get an early Nidoran, and then slip back out, and then, man, by the time I'm ready for that Moonstone, I'm going to Nido King or Queen the hell out of
Oh, Nido King
everyone.
before, like, Gym 2? Perfection.
Oh my days! Yes, so it's not personal. It'll be ready to be a better scout, but it's just not cooked for me.
Alright, what about if it was cooked, though? What if it was in the Nido King stage?
Oh, Nido King would be the worst scout. Look at him! He's not going to be able to hide anywhere.
He's gonna do his best.
He's going to try his best, but can you imagine? Especially had the requisite English skills. I'd be like, okay, Nido King, what info you got? And he'd be like, well, I'm sorry, Chris, I fucked it, mate. They found me. Sorry. Yeah, he's too tanky. Absolutely. He goes D.
Oh, shit, Alright, Martin, I'm sorry. It seems the Nido King line has gone. You're gonna see a bit of them. I don't know why the images are in a different order to what I've got, but here they are. Nido King line taken bottom of the tier. Alright, that's fair, that's fair. Alright, these are all in different orders. Alright, you're gonna potentially offend one of my mods here, but Clefable. This thing could hypnotize people, so it's gonna get info pretty good.
Yeah. I think Clefable's got a good chance at doing a really good scouting mission here. Is it on a Pidgeot, Mega Pidgeot level though? That's the cue. We're bagging a lot in the B tier. I think cuteness works for it.
They're also quite smart, so, you know, they're going to get you the info well.
They're intelligent, but I think a Clefable would do a good job. I just don't know whether or not it's going to be an A or a B for me.
But it's got really good hearing, that's true. It's got really good hearing. And hypnosis, so if it gets caught, it's just putting them to sleep and slipping out of there.
Then it goes into A tier, lads. It's an A tier scout Pokemon.
Fable, get into the A tier. I'm very curious on what's going to make it as an S tier. I'm very curious what's going to do into that one. It doesn't matter about size. If it gets caught, it's going to hypnotize the people to get the info, put them to sleep, and then just dip. It's going to be great.
It would make a really good Men in Black, wouldn't it, Clefable?
Yeah, it really would, actually.
Oh, it's in.
All right, it got in, lads. All right, what about Ninetales? These are all Pokemon I swear my fans love, so it's going to be interesting.
The sexiest fucking Pokemon in the world. Ninetales. It's a big old beautiful doggy in it. That's what makes life tricky.
But maybe people will take it in like a pet and like it can just get the info and then dip later.
And again, I think it's got grace, and I think it's got the ability, I would imagine it's got the pace to kind of like slink in and out of situations. Do you know what? I think it's also A tier.
Oh, it's gonna make Selena very, very happy. Selena, did you hear that? Ninetales is an A tier. All right, here's an interesting one. A Golbat.
Ooh.
I reckon Golbat somewhat stands a good chance, minus the fact it's really fucking loud.
Yeah. With Golbat's loudness, is that it's like that, obviously that more like super high pitch whine.
Yeah.
I think because as well it's nocturnal, or I at least get the vibe it's more nocturnal than a Beedrill. I think it's higher than a Beedrill. But again, I just think it's going to be so thirsty for that rich blood that I think it could end up ruining a mission. It doesn't have the requisite grace, but it can fly. Do you think it's on a Beedrill level, or do you think it goes B?
I think because it has Supersonic, it can confuse its way out, and that's a benefit to the Pokemon. But I also know that they gorge on blood till they can't fly anymore, and also change their blood type to that of the victims they're drinking, and that just, I'm like, I don't know if that's a helpful skill.
See, you've taught me into putting it in to see.
Oh shit, sorry, Beedrill.
Yeah.
I did you dirty, fam. Where's Beedrill on my... Oh, that's a Golbat. Alright, to the Beedrill line you go. It had a chance, It didn't quite make it. Alright, how about Parasect?
Oh, well, I tell you what, like, moves like Stun Spore and like a poison powder, like they're going to be really handy. In the right environment as well, I feel like it could probably like hide in its little shell quite well.
Yeah, or it can blend into the environment, just be like, I am a mushroom now.
I'm just a mushroom, guys. Nothing to see here.
Hey guys, does that mushroom just talk? No.
I worry about its our A tier at the moment has some very good like intellectual skillage. I feel like in terms of communicating with us, I wonder if Parasect would have the same abilities.
I think it's a little less graceful than a Pidgeot, a Clefable, and a Ninetales. I think they're doing it with some grace, and I think Parasect is also terrifying. So, also, have you played Legends Arceus? Those things are aggressive.
Yeah. They'll come at you with their little pincers. It goes in B for me.
They're so aggressive, it's actually terrifying. Like, I was never so afraid of a Parasect as I was playing Pokemon's Legends Arceus. Alright, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, my boy, my bean. This guy's got to be great. Maybe this could be an S tier contender. I think maybe it could be an S tier contender, chat. I think it might be the first S tier contender. It's Diglett. Come on, it's a tiny little guy.
Oh my days! You know what? He's a tiny little guy, and he has like epic digging skills.
He'll just hide on the ground and listen in, and then just dip away.
I don't see any other argument against it. Look, it doesn't. Diglett might not have grace, but it does have cuteness, and I'm sort of like that gives it an extra edge, right?
Yeah, it's you know, and it can hide. It can also just like trip people up. It's got the ability to make some distractions with like little earthquakes. It could use magnitude to make a little rumble and distract people. I think it's got a good chance of S tier.
And it's quiet. That is so true. Doom, it goes into the S tier.
Diglett, my boy! My absolute boy. I love Diglett.
Diglett up. He's such a good little boy. What do you think is under there?
I don't want to think the really henched man drawings that you see on what's
like the Dub Trio ones. Yeah. I think he just has like a little. It's just like he is just like a little poo. Like I just think he's the same on the bottom as he is on top. I don't know how it all works, but that's what I think.
It's Pokemon. No one knows how the science of that works. All right, it's great. It's an S tier when it's a Diglett. But what about if it was an Alolan Dug Trio or Hanson, as I like to call them, because all I see is bop diddy up bum bop.
Oh my god! Now the Hanson might give stuff away, but they might like in the same way that like a Jigglypuff might sing your people to death. Maybe the singing might kind of lull them into a false sense of like early noughties and late 90s American pop.
Yeah.
So,
does it get worse if it's got hair? That's really the question. If there's 3 of them and they have hair, does it suddenly become a worse Scout?
In a way, however, it also has 3 pairs of eyes.
True.
But I think it being big and loud is going to potentially get in its way. I don't think it can be on Diglett's level.
Okay.
It's just whether or not we can, if it has the requisite grace.
Alright, so the hair does make a difference.
The hair does, yeah. And it does sort of turn it into an action hero. Yeah, Slipstream, I agree.
What?
I think
it's just Hanson. Come on, guys. Hanson, they've made one song and then fell into obscurity. I reckon Dug Trio's got it in him.
Imagine if Hanson fell into obscurity because they now work for like MI5 or the Secret Service.
Alright, so you reckon it's lower than an S tier. I don't think it's got the grace to be on an A tier, though.
Then pop it next to that Parasect and let them rock.
Oh, they're gonna. No, there's definitely a Pokemon that's gonna rock out with it later. The B tier, it's okay. The B tier gets full. It's okay.
Yeah, no, I do think it's okay, and I think that's down to the good people at Game Freak for making B tier level scouts. It's not our fault.
All right. What about Meowth? And I will give you the condition. It is a talking Meowth, so it's like Team Rocket's Meow. It can speak English.
Okay, I'm gonna show my working here. It feels like we're between S and A right now. It's that ability to communicate, and Meowth is clever. I genuinely think if it was running Team Rocket on its own, it would have done a much better job. It's Coffin, it's Ekans, it's Jesse, it's James. They're getting in Meowth's way. And the disguises.
Yeah, it's going to be really good at that. And it can bribe people to get out of situations too.
Day. Put it in the S tier.
Oh.
Meowth, proud of you, brah. Yeah, Meowth does seem intelligent. I think as well, I think normal Pokemon, the type, have a good chance of really filling out the top tiers.
Okay, I mean the little guys are like winning it right now in the S tier.
I've seen some of my fave Pokemon, by the way, in your little gang there.
Shh! Don't think about the gallery. Don't think about it. It's whatever order my thing is giving them to me. All right, what about a Psyduck? Do you think Psyduck's got any capabilities to be useful as a scout?
No.
You know, the constant headache Pokemon.
I really don't think so. I think it's going to mess a lot. Yeah, like a Psyduck can learn hypnosis and stuff, but it goes D.
Oh, it's just going straight to the D. Psyduck is
I love Psyduck, don't get me wrong, especially in the anime, but nah.
Oh.
Proper indie.
All right, this next one, I reckon this one's probably going to be quite high up. What about an Alakazam? This is smart. This is a smart guy.
Oh my god, I remember the first time I traded the Kadabra with a friend and traded it back and got myself an Alakazam on an old Game Boy Color, and it was the greatest of times.
Gen 1 Psychic be absolutely busted.
Right, and this is just based on its size. I think obviously it's got all the skills we've been looking for in terms of like can hypnotize, psychic, etc. It is very large, and there's something about an Alakazam that makes me feel like it'll go into business for itself.
It's just gonna double cross you.
Yeah, that's the only thing for me at the moment stopping it for an S. Online Devil, very good. Genius level intellect, mind control, winning combos.
It's not bad at getting info, but it's not gonna. How's it hiding? It's gonna do it in a more direct way than you might want.
Yeah, I think.
But teleportation.
Oh yeah. Although man, you're mad if you've kept teleportation on it by the time you're fighting like an Elite Four. Like, and it reads minds. That I think we're gonna maybe have to put this in S tier.
Oh, let's go Alakazam.
Yeah. It's the least cute S tier so far.
It is. S tier was looking like it was only cute. Yeah, also 5,000 IQ. It's a smart bean. It's a smart one. All right.
Well done, Matt. You got me from an A to an S there.
Oh, look at that. All right, what about this little guy? Our little bean, our guy, the bean, the lad, the absolute, the Machop.
Oh, I love Machop so much.
He's so cute. I was watching, like, the first episode of Pokemon Horizons, and I just saw a Machop, like, one-handedly just put a bag on a bus, like, Machop, and I was like, oh, it's going in this tier list. Oh, I'm working on this at the moment. It's going in.
He's gonna get him some scraps, and it's the same problem we have with Beedrill, isn't it? Let's face it. He's gonna get him some scraps.
He's gonna punch something. He can do, like, 1,000 punches and throw, like, 900 humans. This thing is... He's gonna start bar fights, dude.
Yeah, I think, and as well, he doesn't have the flying skills that Golbat and Beedrill have, so I think he's got to go D.
Oh, you're going into the D tier, my little Machop boy. It's okay. Psyduck got there because he gets headaches. It's not his fault.
That's so true. It's the scrappy-do nature of Machop.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry if you say mean things about this next one. I'm gonna be real. I'm just gonna say, this is one of my favorite Pokemon ever from Gen 1. And it's a Bellsprout.
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 Oh my god. You know what? Okay, immediately, camouflage skills means it's not touching D tier.
Okay, I'm glad to hear it.
It's not going to be aggressive, so it's already skipping C tier. Now, my potential issues, it's naivete, it's intelligence.
Oh.
Do you remember how hard it was to hit that thing in the anime? Like, it's like dodging and diving.
Oh yeah, there was a Bellsprout that absolutely wrecked in the Elite Four for like Ash and Kanto.
Its little slinky stem. I love me a Bellsprout, and also like its evolutions are really just jokes. Like Weeping Bell is an absolute joke.
Okay, but we're not thinking about them. It's not going to evolve. We'll give it an Everstone. It's fine. It can forever stay a Bellsprout.
I think Doom. I think it goes into B though. I don't think it's quite ready to graduate into that Ninetales tier.
Yeah, okay, to be fair, it's competing with a Clefable, a Pidgeot, and a Ninetales. I'm like, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, it's also... I don't know if spitting acid if you get caught is going to help too much.
But Sleep Powder is a good shout as well.
Absolutely. All right, we've been rating some Pokemon. We've got some S tiers. We've got Diglett up in S tier, which makes me very happy. What about Geodude? It's kind of the same vein as Diglett. It could pretend to be a rock.
Geodude. I feel like I might have some bias here towards Brock's Geodude. I think it's a lot calmer than your Beedrills and Golbats.
Yeah, it's definitely not their level.
It has camouflaging skills, which is why a Metapod is up there, and it could defend itself. I wonder if Geodude should live in the A tier.
Oh.
What does chat think about a Geodude being an A scout?
I reckon it can roll away, right? It's got rollout. It's rolling away. I think it can.
Is a Geodude loud?
It could be. Sometimes they
suggest it's going to be loud.
I don't think they're super loud. They're just going to pretend to be a rock. They know, like, it's going to be trained. You're going to be training it. All right. I don't think Geodudes are loud. Personally, I don't think they're loud. Except when they explode, but they're only going to explode in a really intense situation.
Yeah, and it's not like Voltorb levels of self-destruction. Do you know what I mean? It's not like whenever you went to the Geodudes in Mount Moon, it was rare they'd use a self-destruct or anything.
Exactly.
Do you think it's A? Do you think it's A tier?
I think it's pretty good. I think it's up there.
I think we should put it in A tier.
Oh, Geodude, get on up there with them. You're like the cutest thing actually up there. I know Ninetales is gorgeous, but you're the cutest thing up there. Our next one, oh, this is a beautiful Pokemon right here. It's Rapidash. This is gonna be so fast.
So fast.
So fast.
I don't see how you can have that Ninetales there and not have a Rapidash near it. The only thing is, I suppose, that fire in terms of scouting and hiding is a little tricky.
What if you train it on like the outskirts so it works in tangent with the other Pokemon and it passes you the information?
Yeah, but is it a scout anymore once it becomes a middleman?
That's true. I wouldn't know
yeah.
about scouting quite as much as you. I'm loud and obnoxious. I wouldn't know.
I don't think it deserves to go C tier. I think it should be a B tier, a Rapidash.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think it just can't quite hide in the same way. And yeah, if it's in a forest, guys, and please remember this, in today's climate, don't be taking your Rapidash into a forest.
That's true, don't do that.
Wildfires and all that. Just be careful with your Rapidash.
True, that's true. Alright, Rapidash, you're going in the beach.
Mistress,
Oh
come
shit.
sit with me here a mere moment.
Oh
You
god,
are
really?
such a good hellhound.
Please stop this.
And good hellhounds
Oh my god.
get
Clive,
rewards.
is that you?
And reward you I shall. And you have to come sit on my lap and let me pet you. Wouldn't that just feel amazing? When the day is done, I'm very good at petting. I'm very, very good.
Who knew Clive was gonna make a cameo and be so seductive? Who'd have thunk it?
He is one sexy bastard, that
Isn't he
Clive right
fucking
there.
just?
Oh my god.
What about a Mega Slowbro? It's literally a Beyblade. It's a Mega Slowbro. He's in a shell.
Oh my days. Now, to be fair, in its defense, it does know some decent hypnosis and psychic moves. It can do some good stuff. It's just, and it can hide in that shell, I imagine, right?
Yes. And spin
In
away.
its mega form. Yeah, I was about to just immediately say C tier, but it's higher than C, innit?
It's I don't think it's aggressive like C, and C seems to be like, is it going to beat the shit out of them for the information? If yes, probably not getting up higher. Maybe it's a mid one somehow, but it is also really derpy, and it's not the most graceful.
And it's slow, and it is slow. So imagine it does manage to do all those things, but I think it's slow. It's slow.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's got maybe. I'm torn between C and B, but I'll give you the casting vote on this one.
I reckon it's C. I just can't see this being good.
Nah, and we are judging a book by its cover to some extent, but it's not. I can't have it next to a Rapid. Imagine telling that Rapidash, oh, by the way, in your class.
There you go. Same as you, Rapidash, is this fucking Slowbro that got stuck in its shell and is like, help me.
It does look like an experiment went a little bit wrong, doesn't it?
It looks like when my dog gets its head stuck in a bag of chips and it's like, just come up to me like, please help. Alright, what is the next Pokemon? Where do we go? Oh, okay, it's a... okay, that went really wide. It's a Dodrio.
Oh, okay. Now,
It's fast.
It's fast. Can Dodrio learn fly?
No, I don't think it can. It can fly? Oh, it can fly.
Martin seems to know his stuff, so I just would never have one in my party. Do you know what I mean? And that's a me problem. I'm more of a Pidgeot kind of and Pidgeot guy. It has got 3 heads as well.
But they do fight all the time.
Yeah, it's got kind of Cerberus issues, hasn't it? I just mean in terms of being able to get different intel, you kind of got 3 vantage points. Do you think B?
I reckon B is fair for a Dodrio.
I think it is as well. I think that notion of it fighting with itself is going to cause issues.
Yeah, maybe they'll learn to not do that in the future.
Yeah, that Executor with the big old neck.
Oh, but he's so cute. All right, what about Gengar? The lad, the bean, the lad.
Okay, I talked about Alakazam earlier in my concerns about it being a little bastard and like turning evil on us. But I'm taking into account that we popped Alakazam in S tier. I just don't see how Gengar can't live in the S tier as well.
I reckon it'd be pretty good. It can hide in the shadows, it can get the info, it can hypnosis its way out of there. I reckon it'd be pretty good.
Oh my god, and it can just like cast Nightshade on your enemies and they'll have nightmares for days. I just think it's gotta be S tier.
Oh, do you know what's even better? He could put them to sleep and then use Dream Eater to figure out the intel. Oh, what a lad.
Oh my days. Gengar, mate, go on. Pop yourself in there with Diglett and you'll have a great time.
Oh, it's ironic we didn't put it with Clefable because everyone thinks it's like Clefable's shadow, so it's very funny.
Like a dead Clefable.
Just like it's its shadow.
I love that though. Kind of like good and evil. I love that.
Yeah, they're very similar. I can see the theory. I can get you down a whole load of conspiracies for Pokemon sometime.
Love it. Yeah, Gengar, mate. Treat yourself. S tier.
What do you reckon about Hypno? This guy's creepy, to be fair.
I just don't think it's on an Alakazam Gengar level, but it has all the requisite abilities to keep it in A.
I think so, but it's really fucking scary.
Exactly. That's the thing for me. I just don't think it's got the charm. I feel this way about Hypno and Drowsy. I think it can go in A, but it does not belong in S tier.
Okay, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Totodile, my lad! My bean, he is my favorite Pokemon of all time. I absolutely adore him.
Never evolve your Totodiles, lads. I know you'll want to evolve your Totodiles, but he is perfect just the way he is.
Oh, he is
Look
a
at
delight.
him.
What a bean. I love him so much.
Oh, but he's gonna be the worst scout in the world.
I don't know, right? I reckon we can change him. We can fix him. He's not Feraligatr. I think Feraligatr would be the worst scout in the world. That thing's just fucking angry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we have an S tier? We could make a tier just for Totodile.
Oh, I wouldn't want to send him out on a mission. I would just want to keep him by my side and be like, don't you waste your time scouting. You're just with me, boy.
We can make a tier that's just like emotional support. He's the emotional support of the scout.
I love Totodile so much. I think Totodile would be D tier, wouldn't he? He's so excitable.
Oh,
the thing is, he'd come into the mafioso's like lair, and they'd be chatting through the mission plan that they have, and Totodile would be in there ready to give up the information, and then he would get so excited once he's got it, he'd just turn around and D tier. It's D tier for Totodile.
That's so mean. That's so mean.
And you are correct, we have just put Totodile, one of the greatest Pokemon of all time, in the D tier for scouting. But if it was in being a legend tier, he would be an S right now.
He would. He's an absolute legend. All right, let's go for my second favorite Pokemon, just so everyone's had the fair judging. How do you rate my Houndoom, my beloved?
If I don't have a fire starter in my party, Houndoom is pretty much usually my go-to. Is it A or S? That's what I'm thinking.
It's very evil, to be fair, is the problem with it. It's gonna backstab you, almost certainly.
But that's what we said about Gengar, right? In the same vein, we have to... I think I'm moving towards an A for Houndoom, because I think he would be sick at it, sniffing out stuff, being quite quick on his feet.
How good is my sniffing? Because I'll never lose that. What if they're me, though? It could be a me, and I reckon I'd be an okay scout. What do you reckon? In human form, I reckon I could lure some information out, act like an NPC, and then give it up to me, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I could charm some info out. I give points to Houndooms across the world.
I think it should go in A.
Okay. I'm good with Houndoom in an A.
I don't think it would be loud, because with it being a dog, I think you would train it into being he just looks more kind of chill. He doesn't look like a barky dog.
Doom, you're 6 foot tall. Wouldn't you be spotted easily? But I have jiggle physics, and I think jiggle physics can get you somewhere.
Yeah, I am also 6 foot tall, but I lack the requisite jiggle.
Oh my god, I wouldn't look super tall next to you. I'd look normal height. I look like a giant to most people because I'm so tall.
But yeah, next to me you would look absolutely average. Because I think a lot of people think I'm shorter than I am as well, but there you go.
That's the most charming thing you could have said to me tonight. Next to me, you look average in height. Oh, what a charming thing. Thank you, my day is made by this information. Let me give you I'm going to start giving you really random Pokemon now. It's Metagross.
Oh yeah. I mean, it is badass, but I just don't... It's not going to be hide, right?
It's super computer though. It is a genius.
It's intelligent, but it is. I think it's slow, and it's not gonna be able to hide well. I don't think.
No, I don't think it is at all.
I think Smite Lord's got it right. Love him, bad scout. I think it's maybe C though.
That's pretty high. That's higher than I was expecting for Metagross. I'm gonna be real. I think if Mega Slowbro can get there, I think Metagross can.
Yeah. Bad scout, great tank.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right, what about this? I know this is a big fan one. A Greninja. It's literally a ninja.
1000% it's S tier.
Oh, it's just S tier straight away.
I would love to talk more about Greninja being an absolute boy, but he's just an S tier. We're not going like we can't pretend that we're going to debate it.
It's a frog ninja. The only thing I don't like about Greninja is the fact that it's the scarf it wears is its tongue. That's it. Yep.
It's really problematic, but S tier scout.
I'm just looking at some of these ones that were suggested by chat, and I'm like, what are we going on here? I have to question this one because it was randomly added. So this is Mousehold. You've played Scarlet and Violet, so you know what Mousehold is. This is the family, the 4 variant of it. It has 4, there's 4 of them, and they're very little.
Yeah, and you always feel dead guilty when you crush them with your overpowered Pokemon.
No, I don't. They throw their fucking children at you with Population Bomb, and that shit can hit like 10 times. They just fucking yeet their children at me.
Speaking of their children, do you think their children are listening in their little holes for their mummy and daddy mouses to like gather information? They could be in the walls right now. We wouldn't know.
Say that, now I'm paranoid there's Mousehold in my walls.
Like Diglett, they're just a network of big-eared listening scouts.
They are. I think they're Diglett level, as much as I hate this
network
Pokemon.
is fine, mate. However, they're creepy, and there's loads of them, so they can't go into S tier, but I think they belong in A tier.
That's fair. Oh, how dare you put a Mousehold next to me? How dare. Alright, there's a particular boy I'm looking for that I'm like, if this doesn't make it into S tier, then I don't know, fam. I don't know. Where is my lad?
This is why we might fall out.
We're going. I don't think so. Where's Ditto going?
S tier 1000%.
Right?
Like,
how does it not? It can turn into anything.
Because it literally like it could be Diglett, it could be Gengar, it could be me. Like it's S tier. Although it would be absolute jokes if it was the Ditto from Pokemon where it couldn't change its face. Could you imagine?
Just always gets the eyes wrong.
Always gets the eyes and the mouth wrong. So it's there. It's like it's changed into a pen in an office so it can listen into like the MI5 thing, but it's like, has anyone noticed my pen's got really beady eyes and a tiny mouth? Yeah, Ditto goes S tier.
Alright, Ditto into the S tier, you get to go. Congratulations to you. Alright, see this one I think is a contender for being pretty high. Because this is Mega Kangaskhan, so the baby can actively go off and do things.
Oh, snap!
The baby can go off, it can punch, it can listen in, and it can come back and give the info to its mum. So I think as a team, this could be quite high.
Yes, I think that could be quite high indeed. I think, again, because of... Okay, so we got the Joey Pouch skills, that's all good. I think main body is really big and it's really slow. Like, I think, yeah, Martin says we've been well unfair to Nidoking. Comparatively, I think it maybe goes into C tier.
Did a little better than Nidoking.
Yeah, a little better than Nidoking because, like you say, it's got the mini Joey skills. But I think
it's Nidoking and Totodile in one, and it's still somehow ranked higher.
Yeah, but I think it's that ability to split off. It's like it can like have that intel. Something just like on my mind, like you know when you do Pokemon breeding and you have a Ditto breed with the Pokemon to get the egg. I don't think people talk about how kind of like not cool that is.
Okay, my Dittos are whores. They live in the breeding thing. I do competitive Pokemon. They're hobags.
Yeah, same. Like if you want to get them stats up, you got.
Wait, you play competitive Pokemon?
No, but I like my Pokemon to have like high stats. I'm not.
You like the
around.
IVs? One day I'm gonna get you into competitive. I'm gonna make you a team, trade it to you, and be like, come fight me on Scarlet and Violet. I reckon that would be a banger of a time.
That would be awesome. But yeah, I want my IVs.
I'll tell you what, I'll make it up based off of what makes it to S tier.
Because my issue is as well, because I'm really into Pokemon aesthetic, I sometimes put myself with quite rubbish Pokemon, so I need to make sure the IVs are really good.
I don't know. You've got an Imposter Ditto up there in S tier. You've got a Gengar, so you've got a fast Sweeper. You've got a fast Mix Sweeper in Greninja. So far, you've got all right stuff. Not a full team of 6, but I will make you a scout team, and I will make it fully competitive, so it is the best they can be.
Oh, amazing! But yeah, like for instance, I love a Totodile, but I can't use it to defeat an Elite Four level without having Ace IV. So breeding is necessary, but my God, when that Ditto turns into another Pokemon, is it telling the other Pokemon, by the way, just so you know,
I'm a Ditto.
I am actually a Ditto, or do you think it's been covert about the situation?
Covert? I think it's being covert. I don't think I've ever seen my Ditto tell the other Pokemon that it's not them. It's just yeah, I'm a Houndoom for sure. Yeah, rar, burn forever, baby. Yeah, let's go.
And then you just got to think about in IRL, if how many Dittos have we slept with in our lives without knowing, guys? If they've
Have you slept with a Ditto? Did you find that out?
I don't know, because apparently Dittos don't tell you. Shady, man.
Shit, you've ruined my life today. Today I'm like, is anyone I sleep with who they say they are anymore, or are they just a Ditto in disguise?
They're all just Dittos.
They're all just Dittos. Speaking of making you feel uncomfortable, I want to know what you feel about Jinx. I don't like Jinx as a Pokemon, but the Gen 1 Pokedex says it seductively wiggles its hips, so...
Nah, man.
It's got seduction on it, apparently.
I just can't. Nah. It gives me the ick, a Jinx. I can't get on board with its sexiness, I'm afraid.
I just don't think it's sexy. It sings, and it the way it puts you to sleep is via a kiss. I can't do it. I can't deal with the Jinx.
Yeah, and I don't think any of Jinx's kisses are consensual. I think it's got some I don't know, it's got some skills. And is there a Father Christmas episode of Pokemon? I think it might be banned because of Jinx's former look in the past.
Yep. And also because it implied that Jessie was so poor she ate snow to live, which was child abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty bad episode. Bad Christmas episode.
It deserves to be banned. Maybe it should go in C tier, because I think it does have some good powers. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't like Jinx, but
Well, throw it in D tier then. Come on.
I don't like it. It might be an alright scout, but it's making everyone uncomfortable doing it. And it comes back to give you the info, and everyone's like, do you think that Jinx is wiggling its hips seductively?
Yeah, but whatever we said about Ditto, it's not as bad as a Jinx.
I don't know. I'm still not sure if anyone is real anymore. Alright, I know that you want this guy so bad, so let's do it. Let's do it. You are in a Cubone onesie.
Oh,
the lad, the bean, he's so cute. He'd be so committed to doing a good job.
And you know what? I think that's a big part of it. Now, can I hand on heart say he's going to do as good a job as a Greninja? Or, you know what I mean?
He's going to fucking try.
He's going to try. And you know what? Imagine catching Cubone in the act. He's there, he's been scouting you. And imagine, turning him in. You wouldn't. You just let him go.
Yeah, otherwise he just cries and you'd feel awful for him, so no one's hurting him.
No, I think he would work so ridiculously hard, and I do think the loyalty levels as well are big. If you've taken in a Cubone, he's going to be loyal to the bone. Let's put him in A.
Okay, I'm all for Cubone being an A tip.
It's a very emotional decision, though.
It's one of my favorites ever. He is a baby, I love him. He's the best thing. Alright, let's give Jimmy his beloved here, his Skizzle. What a badass looking Pokemon that is.
This is one of my absolute fave Pokemons. I try everything to make sure he's in my team. He's actually not very good to battle with, but he's perfect.
He's actually a really good physical sweeper if you know how to use him. If you use his hidden ability and you put it on the moves, he gets a boost and stuff. He's pretty good, actually. I can make you a good words. Can't make you good words, but I can make you a good Skizzle. And you know what he is? He's red like that wagon we funded, chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Caesar. You pronounce it Skizzo. Is that how I should be pronounced? I've always
No, it's Sizzle. I was being a meme lord. Don't worry. No.
I had such oh my god, have I pronounced it wrong this whole time?
You had a revelation, maybe you slept with a Ditto. That's been a revelation of tonight.
Yeah, it's just always if he gets caught by a fire move, I just get dead scared.
Yeah, that's valid.
I think he has got skills. The bright red is awful for a scout, admittedly. I think he's A or B.
Okay.
What do you reckon?
I reckon if the red's the only factor for why he'd be bad, he's fast. Scyther would probably be a better scout. There's that Unite skin, which makes him look like an assassin from Assassin's Creed. Can we use that to give him bonus points and bump him to an A?
Yeah, go on. I mean, I'm going to put that Scyther right next to him, to be honest. I also think he'd be quite, like, a bit of a silent assassin as well.
Yeah, I think so. He is metal, that is a problem. But, bro, big clinking and clanking all over the place.
Maybe Martin's just talked him down to a B.
Oh, Martin, Jimmy's never going to forgive you.
I know.
He's going to beat you up in raids.
He's one of my absolute fave Pokemons, but I think he's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Scyther's going to sit right above him, though.
Scyther is a good lad. Is a good lad. All right.
Yeah, Martin. I hope you realise that Jimmy's just like crying.
Yeah, he's just crying in the
Crying
corner.
right now.
What about a Shuckle? Now you don't fuckle with a Shuckle. Is the problem?
Has the skills to hide. This is like back into that little shell.
It's got them skills.
Got them skills. I don't know what he's bringing to the table in terms of speed,
Nothing.
agility, communication skills.
He'll give you a drink of berry juice. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's C or D for me.
Well, you're the master of scouting compared to us, so I'll let the choice be. I mean, I just stand by maybe C because you don't fuckle with a Shuckle. They're not gonna do anything to it if it gets caught. So
that's true. And yeah, and to be fair, they're not massive as well. Could just hide in its shell.
Yeah, you don't have to fuckle with the Shuckle. All right, well we'll go with
Jimmy's
C
right
tier.
there. Won't give up the info.
He's a loyal lad. He's loyal. All right, how about the classic Gardevoir? It's got teleport.
Yeah.
It's got psychic powers. It can create a black hole to protect you because it does that.
Yeah, I think for that, and look, next to that Ninetales, it's gonna look real sexy. I think it's an A. Is it size a disadvantage for it going into S tier, or do we think it could sit next to that Ditto?
I mean, anything could sit next to a Ditto. They ain't picky. All right, Chad's saying S tier. I don't know. I think it's got the seduction, which is a worrying fact about a Gardevoir, but also I think a very valid fact.
Yeah, it is kind of like the Bond girl. That the power of espionage is powerful.
Oh, she levitates so she won't leave footprints.
I think it might be S tier then, Gardevoir.
Oh, Gardevoir getting up there on the tiers.
Yeah.
I know which lad I want to do next.
I feel like Cubone would be a bit shy next to it as well, so I think it's better.
Might get mummy issues going on.
Yeah.
Where's my lad? Where's the bee and the boy, the lad? All right, what about Sudowoodo? It can just pretend to be a tree indefinitely. That fucker's not moving.
The amount of times I forget that this boy is a rock type.
Not grass at all.
So frustrating. I'm 34 years old now. I've been playing Pokemon for like, 23, 24 years, and every time I forget, and every time a flamethrower is like, sucker.
Yep. Don't worry, I do the same.
Camouflage skills are dope.
It's got camouflage, like that's definitely an S tier when it comes to camouflage, but they're also pretty fast actually when you catch them. But as soon as a drip of water goes on them, they're giving up their act.
I think Sudowoodo goes A tier.
Okay, that's pretty high for a Sudowoodo. Minus the rain issue, I think it's got a pretty good shot at being useful. I think it's got a pretty good shot. Oh, I see a lad. I see a lad of being a guy, an absolute lad of a Pokemon over here. Actually, this one really needs to be tested. What about Kecleon? It's got the camouflage down to a T.
Oh, yeah. It's hard because it can camouflage, right? I just don't know how, intelligent a Kecleon is. Do you know what I mean?
I think they're relative. They've got to be at least average intelligence. I reckon they're on par with the intelligence of a, I don't know, maybe a Mousehold family or that. I think they probably are on par with that intelligence.
Oh, yeah. It can't hide its red stripe, can it? That's in one of the shows. It's the only thing it keeps showing is that little spike, the jig-jaggedy stripe in the middle.
They won't notice that.
No.
He's a good climber. That's true. It's true.
This is all true. I'm almost trying to talk myself out of it being an S tier because scouting skills wise, it's exactly what you'd want.
I'm sorry. I'm being screamed at by a cat. My cat is just screaming at me right now. I don't know what
she's going
she wants.
S tier.
Going S tier. She's like, she's rooting for Kecleon. She's really invested.
Fair fucks, Kecleon. I was not expecting you to be sat in it, with the goats of the scouting world, but go and get cozy that Gardevoir.
Oh, go on, Kecleon. You did it,
Come
my
on,
lad.
Kecleon.
You absolutely did it. All right, I'm just gonna see where this stops. Okay, it stopped on Trubbish, so that's where we're going. It can disguise is pretty good. It does just look like rubbish.
Yeah, IQ-wise, I've never quite trusted its capabilities, but in an urban environment would be very good and very helpful. The stink might not help, though.
Well, no one's gonna go near it because of the rubbish, but it can, it's like, oh, there's a rubbish bag of ice today, Keith. What's going on here? It might be a bit suspicious. But yeah, I guess it can take the dirty jobs. D-Tactician's right.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's a B level for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the stunk and the IQ, but you could just put it in any trash can. Oh shit.
Yeah, like no one's who's suspecting the trash is spying on them? I don't suspect my trash is spying on me.
Martin is really, really good at like arguing the case on stuff.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that.
Put it in the 8 here. Go on.
Oh, Trubbish getting up there with the pseudo Woodo. Alright, let's I'm just like running the mouse and seeing where we land. Alright, we landed on, oh my god, that thing got massive. What the fuck? Alright. It is what it is. Is anyone suspecting the piece of fruit to be bad?
No, I don't think so. I think it's almost too sweet in terms of, and they just do pop out at you at all the time.
Yeah, it's not gonna be sneaky, it's just gonna bounce everywhere. You might notice it.
It's camouflaged, so I think it has that advantage. But I think for me, it's look at its eyes; it has no soul.
It just decides to go massive.
I think C tier.
Okay. I feel neither strong opinions on this Bond suite, so I think you can go with the Shuckle in C tier. I think that's fine. Oh, some of these ones are super cute. Okay, what about a Thievel? Surely this is top tier Scout.
Yeah, 1000%. Like it, I would like someone to argue it not being in the S tier. If anyone, it's instant S. I love a dark type as well. Yeah, S for me.
It's a good Pokemon. It is literally sneaky. It's like Swiper, no swiping, It's Swiper, no swiping. It's in that row class. Yeah, I think it's S tier. I couldn't argue. I don't know how to argue it's not. Ugh. It will betray you though, they're right. I think it will like double cross you.
Yeah, absolutely. But I like the idea of it being like a triple or double agent for you. That's quite good as well.
Alright, I don't think we can argue anywhere but S tier. What about Mimikyu? I'm going to Mimikyu. Why are you massive too, you fucking freaky thing? You freaked me out. You startled me.
I hate them so much. I think they are great design and it's a great Pokemon. It's just too dark.
It is evil. It's probably going to kill someone.
The concept of them is fantastic, and at every level, like in the same way, like I sort of get the evolutionary, how an Electrode or a Voltorb gets made, and I get how this gets made. He's so dark and it scares me.
He is spooky. I think everyone on the team would hate him. Oh, especially if you got Meowth in S tier, like that thing's gonna hate it.
I think like it has the skills though, right? It would probably have the S skills. I just think it's too evil and too creepy.
I think too many people it interrogates are going to die.
Yeah. I love it as a Pokemon. It's like class, but and I think it's supposed to make me feel unsettled. I'm sorry, Slipstream. I just think it's supposed to unsettle me. It's doing its job.
It's doing its job too well.
It's doing it too well. It's a horror movie. It's class. I think it's a B tier for me.
There we go. So it's a cup of tea with a ghost in it.
Yeah, I love Sinistea. I also love its evolution. Absolute jokes. As a Yorkshireman, and I love my tea, I just think it's a great Pokemon. I just don't know what kind of... Yeah, good in the UK, exactly. Like, good, like... You think you're having a nice cup of Earl Grey? Not really. I don't know what kind of other scouting skills it would have, though.
It definitely gets the info by pretending to be a cup of tea. It's just like having it be like, is that a teacup listening to me? I think it might be bugged.
Yeah, because it's got creepy eyes and it's got a chip in it.
Also, its handle is a hand holding onto a broken bit of a handle. You go for tea and congratulations, you got ghost in your blood.
I think it's a C tier. I think it's one of them Pokemon that can camouflage but not really do anything else. Oh yeah, but like it's whether or not. So like I saw you had a cheeky Zangoose on there, and I love me a Zangoose.
You're a fan of Zangoose? We can do Zangoose. Give me a hot second to find it.
I mean,
Finally.
it's not going into the top because it's too aggressive. I just like to talk about Zangooses.
They're cool. I like the Vipers though, so maybe it doesn't like me.
Yeah, potentially. I've never tried to have a Survivor and a Zangoose in my party at the same time. I would love it if the coding meant you couldn't. Like they just would like kick each other out.
That would be so good. When you made like that kind of lore, you got to do. I think they don't breed. Like they're not in the same. I think they might be in the same egg group, but they won't breed.
Yeah, and then also like, am I getting my facts straight here? I think they're in alternative games as well. You have to trade them into each other. I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Zangoose is David Bowie if you made a Pokemon, and that's why he's badass. Look at him. Look at him. He's beautiful, but he'd be a shit scout because he's so aggressive.
He's so angry.
Yeah, so angry. And he's way bigger than you think as well.
Yeah, he is quite a big boy.
Big boy. But if he liked you and the cuddles and just like...
I ain't cuddling a Zangoose. I like claws and I like the scratchies, but that's a little far.
No, I feel like if he was your bud, it'd be fine, and then he'd fuck up your enemies or, whatever else you're into. I think he's a C tier. I think he's got the same things as a Beedrill.
That's fair. Anger issues get you into C tier. We've established you can't be an Angie scout.
He's got agility. He's got some pace about him. I think he seems kind of like he's intelligent, but like he is one drink from being an angry bastard.
All right, what about Chatot? This thing is giving you info pretty well, since it can do the human language.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think as well, like, just cuteness, can hide in trees, a bit smaller than some of our other bird Pokemon as well. Didactician believes he wouldn't shut up, though. Can it be quiet for more than 10 seconds is the question that we've been broached here. I believe it surely would be able to, right?
It knows its mission.
I think it's maybe either A or B. I don't think it's top S tier, but I think I'm torn between A and B here.
I reckon it could be pretty good, but I reckon it needs a lot of training. Like
Dealer's choice, chat. Is it an A or is it a B?
Where are we putting Chatot? I think maybe a B because it got itself banned in competitive Pokemon because of its little gimmick where it could you could record audio on your microphone in the DS and that would be its cry. So then people used it to record really offensive stuff and then when you send that out on an online battle it'd say really awful shit.
Why do people have to ruin things?
Because people suck sometimes. But you know who don't suck? These people here who funded an entire red wagon for one hospital. I'm so happy.
Pop her in B tier.
Yeah, I reckon so. I reckon B tier, be where that be belong. Munchlax! I love Munchlax so much.
Oh, you cutie!
What an absolute lad.
Again, another Pokemon. It's like, because I love me a Snorlax, but it's almost a shame to evolve you because you're perfect.
Okay, it would get distracted by food immediately.
Yeah, and that's going to be a real issue, isn't it? Let's face it. It's in the Totodile kind of realms of being like the cutest thing in the world, but rubbish at his job. I think it's D. I'm so sorry.
Oh, the Munchlax, the bean, the boy, the lad. He's joining the other cutesies. They're mostly cute Pokemon, and then Jinx. That's what.
Yeah. That's kind of how it's gone. Or like just absolute beasts that would be like Nidoking.
All right, I guess I gotta figure it out. What's Decidueye going for? This guy's literally like a little assassin bird.
Oh man. Also, Lush starter.
Do you like that the mid stage looks like Leon S. Kennedy?
Yeah, I really do. I think we've got to be talking S's or A's here, right?
It's a strong contender, I reckon. It's got a badass hood. It's got disguise. It's got the ability to fly away. It's got the owl vision. It can stay at long distance as well, so it's not going to get caught. It's very unlikely to. I think it might be an S tier.
Yeah, I think Slipstream's right. It probably is a better assassin, but I think you could probably say that for quite a few of the Pokemon because they're killers. They love to battle, whereas actually a scout's job is mostly not to do anything. But yeah, I think it's S tier.
I don't know. Gab battles in the game and does pretty well for himself.
That's true. That is true. But most of it, and I think that makes Gav quite sad in the game. A lot of the time, especially early doors when Sid and Clive are getting really close to each other, Gav's just sent out to go on lookout. And all he wants to do is fight alongside his buds.
Yeah, but you know what's worse? It's like when I got to the end of the game and like you were fighting in it and Gav was like there fighting, I was like, if anything fucking happens to Gav, I'm rioting, dude. And I just wanted your character to fuck off for safety's sake. I was like, me and my 2 roommates were all just like, Gav, get out of here, please. I will riot. I was so worried for him.
Because he doesn't have any powers. He is such a normal man. But in the same vein, because obviously, like, when I was making the game, I did all my battle grunts and everything and all the noises for the fights. Playing the game, I was like, am I ever going to, like, get to fight? Because I'm worried they'd maybe just thought, nah, Gav's rubbish, we're not going to let him fight.
No, he fights at, like, a very key moment, but I don't want him to be there at all. I'm just like, please, go for safety.
No, I was glad when I got there, though, because like, oh, thank God for that, because now I get to see Gav in action.
Oh, but I didn't want Gav to get hurt. I was like, no.
Don't worry, guys. Spoilers for anyone that hasn't played 16, but Gav does just fine.
I'm so sad.
We're popping it in S tier. I think it's right.
I think that's valid. See, I'm not the only one in chat who was like, I did not want Gav anywhere near those fights. I was just like, I will fucking riot, dude. I was prepped for a riot, guys. You know me and my fangirliness. I was proper prepped for a riot. It's alright, I feel like we have to judge God. Where God? My God's so small. My God now so big. God. The God of all Pokemon.
Oh, my days. This is really tricky because surely God is all-seeing and therefore the ultimate scout.
You'd think so, right? And he also created everything, so theoretically, he would be great.
And so theoretically knows anyway?
Yeah.
Like, he already knows you did the bad thing before you done it, right? Is that how...
Surely he just already knows. He'd be like more of a consultant than a scout, though, right? You just go up to him and be like, oh, omnipotent one, what are they up to today? And it just ruins the job.
On an evening where I thought we were going to get into some like real like DGen chat, I didn't think we'd get into the philosophy of God at this late stage in the game, you know?
You made the most DGen comment out of everyone. You were like, did you fuck a ditto? And I'm just like, what's happening?
We've all got... Guys, just be careful out there, right? If you think you've met a nice person, just check. Are they a ditto, though? Are they a ditto pretending to be a nice person?
How do I find that out? All right, what's my skill for looking for that?
You might have met him in a bar, you might have met him online, but are they a ditto? You can't know, you don't. None of us know.
I'll never know.
I genuinely could be getting married to a ditto next year, and I would not know.
Well, at least you're happy, you know?
Yeah, and do you know what? I'm happy and comfy, I imagine, if they ever just accidentally slip back into ditto mode.
Are you saying everyone is a ditto fucker? Is that what's happening right now?
No, not everyone, but there's probably a few unlucky people out there that have accidentally banged a ditto. Ditto is the ultimate butterface Pokemon. Oh dear.
God.
I think God kind of has to be S tier just by default.
Yeah, I just don't see how it does anything wrong.
It's like, I don't know how it can't not be.
Alright, from one god to... Hold on, this Pokemon has like the weird philosophy behind it too, but I think it's worth getting its time in the moment. What about Xatu? This Pokemon is seeing everything everywhere all at once. The past, the present, the future, it's seeing all of it at all times.
Damn, are we just going to pop... This, you've like thrown teleportation, absolutely... I kind of don't see how we can't... I'm kind of like looking for arguments not to have it in S tier.
But it's like kind of got the Psyduck thing, right? Because it doesn't know which one it's seeing. It's just seeing it all at once. It's just Stone, dude. It's just the most baked Pokemon out there. It's on like some LSD trip, dude.
I think because of that, it might have to slip into A because it's like, so did you get the intel? And it's like, oh man, I wanted to, but, yeah, man, I'll do it tomorrow. I just think, yeah, I just worry.
He's got the munchies, he's gone off. He's like, he forgot what he's doing.
Oh, man, you got any more berries? Yeah, I think it's A tier just because it's gonna let you down every now and again.
Halfway to forever, her life light comes shining through. Reach down.